Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Between Monsters and Men. Today we are listening for La Llorona. La Llorona is probably the most iconic Spanish ghost in the world. Her legends reach far and wide and is still believed till this day. She is known in almost every Latin culture, and her tale stretches back to the beginning of the 1500s. Due to this, there are many variations of her legends, some going as far as saying she was a goddess, and others to a woman who saved Mexico. However, the legends I will be telling today are the ones that are most commonly heard and believed. Legend number 1. There was once a widow with 2 young children who lived in the poorer section of Juarez, Mexico, the town across the border from El Paso. She met a man who was rather wealthy and began a relationship with him, but unfortunately for her, the man did not want to marry her because she had 2 children. So she turned on her babes, taking them down to Rio Grande that divides El Paso and Juarez, and in the dead of night she stabbed her children and threw them into the river where they drowned. Still wearing her bloody nightgown, the woman slipped through the night to her lover's house to show him that she had ridded of their problem. But when her lover saw her at his door, and soaked in blood, he was horrified. He rejected her. Suddenly realizing what she had done, she went mad, running back to the river all while screaming and tearing her hair out from her head. She searched for her poor children, but it was too late. Now, there are many variations of how she came to her end, but through this legend there are 2. Some say she stabbed and drowned herself in the same river, while others insist she was caught by an angry mob who killed her for her crime and thrown her body into the same river as well. However, not long after her death, people who lived near the spot along Rio Grande where she killed her children started to report hearing a horrible wailing in the dead of night. Legend number 2. A beautiful woman named Maria drowned her children in a river as an act of vengeance when she learned that her husband left her for a younger woman. Realizing what she had done, she drowns herself in the river as well. When she reaches Heaven's Gate, she is turned away and told that she could only pass if she finds her children. Now she is forced to wander between the living and the dead on earth for all eternity, searching for her drowned children. While searching for her drowned children, she weeps, and that is where she gets her name, La Llorona. The apparition is said to act without hesitation or mercy. The cruelty she gives depends on the version of the legend you hear. Others claim that just seeing or hearing her is enough to get a death omen, much like the Gaelic banshee that weeps and screams just the same. Probably the most gruesome is the version of the spirit kidnapping wandering children who resemble her missing children. Before drowning them, she asks for their forgiveness. I could not find many actual sightings of her due to the fact that the ones I did find sounded more like moral stories or fiction entirely. But what I could find is this. People who did see her either claim she's extremely beautiful or has the head or face of a horse. Sightings only really occur at night or late evening by rivers or lakes. Again, much like the banshee. What she cries out can be heard as "Ay, mi hijos," or in English, "Oh, my children." There are many different versions of the story depending on who tells it and what region it comes from, but they all center around a mother's loss of her children and the madness of guilt she feels afterwards. To this day, whenever someone drowns in the Rio Grande, people whisper La Llorona. Now, I can't go saying that a little hysteria is not here. For example, due to border control, there has been many drownings in the Rio Grande from immigrants trying to escape or pass over, but that's not all to take into account. The cities and villages that dot the river are also very corrupted and full of criminals. And last but not least, there are alligators that live on the banks and within the river itself. It is very easy to drown in rivers as it is. The rushing waters are powerful and hard to maneuver in, but with these events, it makes it suicidal. I wouldn't be surprised by the level of deaths. I'm not saying that La Llorona is not real, but I wouldn't blame her for every drowning that occurs. Now tell me, do you believe in La Llorona? For more dark and bizarre, please like, comment, and subscribe.